Alright, where were we? I remember the rose garden, but I don't remember this guest house at all. Was it built recently? How do I pronounce this? Tolayan? Visitor's Retreat was written on a gatepost-like thing. A gatepost-like thing. Indeed. But since everyone called it the guest house, I followed their lead. The brand new Western-style guest house, which stood overlooking the roses, had a magnificent design, carefully done in harmony with the garden. Correct. It was built the year before last. Ever since then, they've had us sleep over here. Heh, this place is more fun than that junky old mansion you knew. I wish my room was over here. Ooh! I want a room here too. I want one. I guess you could say my own house was upper class, but to me, it felt completely ordinary compared to the head family. The display of wealth was shocking, as was the fact that they'd build this kind of awesome guest house for guests who came over only a few times a year. Eva-sama, Hideyoshi-sama, please do make use of this room. Rudolph-sama, Kirie-sama, please take this room here. I really do love how beautiful and elegant this place is. Western-style architecture truly is wonderful. I can handle Western design for a few days, but any longer than that and you need the good old Japanese look. Japanese people just relax best on tatami mats. Yes, I miss tatami mats. They're the best. Haha, they've been fighting over whether to make our new house Japanese style or Western style. Mum still holds a grudge about Dad having the construction started with a Japanese layout, and they bicker all the time about it. I'm really jealous, George nee-san. Your parents get along well, don't they? Mine are so frosty. Then again, they're always in sync when it comes to my grades. All the rooms seem to be for 2 people. I was grateful since I wasn't going to be forced to share the same room with the old bastard, under the pretext that we were family. And anyway, I figure those 2 wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves with someone like me around. Ehehe. What's with that creepy smile? You're thinking about something dirty, aren't you? Probably. Ehehe. Something dirty? Of course not. Please enjoy your stay. Yeah, that's totally not creepy. Ooh. Ow, 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 ow. That hurts, you old bastard. Oto-san. Once again, Dad pulled my ears from behind. Cut the crap. I'm getting a stomach ache, and I'm not in the mood for this. You're the guest of honor this time around, so play as nice as possible with Dad and Aniki and the rest. At the very least, be careful of what you say in front of Dad, got it? Because wisecracks don't go too well with him. Oh, that's gonna end well. Jessica-chan, what's the head's mood been like lately? Same as last year, I guess. Considering they say he's got 3 months left to live, he's as lively, grumpy, and irritable as ever. Hey, me too. Meaning, this year he's in his usual bad mood. And as usual, the only one who's able to look after him is Genji-san? Genji! It seems the master will open his heart to no one else. Lately, us small people have not even been granted an audience with him. He's shut himself up in his study again, probably doing nothing but that weird black magic of his. Oh, yes, let's get into the black magic. What he does for a hobby is his own damn business, but when he starts stinking up the house, it really gets on my nerves. Hey man, black magic needs stinky things. I wish he'd never come out of that study again. Hehehe. You shouldn't talk like that about the elderly. We're all indebted to him since he rebuilt the Ushiromiya family. We should be more grateful. Well, sorry. After being rebuked by George Aniki, Jessica had no choice but to take back her thoughtless remark. The Ushiromiya family was wealthy beyond belief, but of course, that meant all its members were a bit strange and completely out of touch with the world at large. And at the top of the chain, the family head, our grandfather, seemed especially strange and terrifying, even for our family. Dad said he was getting a stomachache earlier, and I imagine that reflected the honest feelings of all the adults here today. No doubt they were jealous of us grandchildren, who could just play around and laugh without a care. From the stories Dad told me, the family head was a violent man who ruled with his fists, beating his children, even his daughters, mercilessly with a wooden sword. Oh. If he was so strict and uptight about that, why couldn't he have been a little more conservative with his kids' names? Oh, going in. Because of that, even us grandkids have had to suffer. Dang, going in. Anyway, I can't say I have any trouble believing those terrifying stories about him. I don't remember meeting him very often, but I think I recall him looking extremely grumpy all the time, always making people cower with that sharp gaze of his. I remember that the room's atmosphere got so tense whenever he was around, you couldn't even breathe. What my dad said about me being the guest of honor now carries a little more oomph for me. 6 years ago, I was in elementary school, but I'm a high schooler now. If I act up, things could get serious. Ooh, scary. He does look frightening, but he's not so terrifying that you need to tense up like that. Nothing of what he says is truly unreasonable. He may be clumsy at talking, but he's a very logical person. But George nee-san, you've been the family darling since like forever because of your awesome grades, right? Grandfather treats us completely different. I've even gotten slapped with a wooden sword. Owie. Oh, my ass! My ass! Oh, my maidenly, innocent ass! Owies. Well, you're the heiress of the head family, Jessica-chan. Grandfather is giving you special attention. Oh, you've got to realize that his strictness reflects his high hopes for you. Can probably do that without smacking her innocent maiden ass with a wooden sword. Oh, come on. Seriously, I could just turn the succession over to you, George nee-san. It's a bit of a heavy burden for me to carry. I think I already said it before, but Jessica's the girl heir to the head family. Is there a boy heir? We're only cousins in branch families, so she probably feels a totally different sort of pressure than we do. Ooh? Jessica One-chan, is that heavy? If I help hold it, will it get lighter? Ahahaha, thanks. It's okay. I'm not gonna push it on you, Maria. I'm gonna bear this cross until my grave. Don't worry. She was grateful for Maria's innocent concern, but Jessica's face still seemed to contain some of the uneasiness she felt towards the future. Maybe we were in the same boat. Any high schooler with exams approaching would have trouble hiding their anxiety for the future. Maria, come here. You and I will be in this room. Battler-kun, I heard you're gonna be with me in this room here. Oh? Now there's a surprise. It's bigger than our parents' rooms. Dang! Well, I figured we cousins would all want to hang out together, so I told them to get a bigger room ready. Ooh! I'd like it here more too. I'd rather be here than with Mama. Ooh, ooh. Oh, you like it better here too, Maria? Okay, this room is George's and mine, but we'll give you special permission to come in. Better keep it a secret from your mum, okay? Ooh, it's a secret. Aunt Rosa was right behind us, but Maria still answered, striking the air with her fists clenched tight. Good job, Maria. After setting down their luggage in the rooms, our parents had gathered again in the corridor. Hey, what are you brats planning to do? Are you cousins just gonna stay here and chat? It seemed they were heading to the mansion to announce their arrival. Normally, they would make us follow them and greet everyone together. But if that had been the case, Dad would have just told us to come, and that'd be the end of it. He's saying it's okay if we don't come. So what'll we do? Well, it's gonna be lunchtime before long anyway. Better let the kids unwind here. Besides, if worst comes to worst, this might be their last chance to play outdoors. Ew! I'll go too! Maria, you house sit for Mama, okay? Behave yourself and wait here. Ew! Since Maria was being told to house sit here, we certainly couldn't leave her on her own. George Aniki noticed this immediately and gave a clear reply for all of us cousins. Well then, we'll accept your offer and house sit. We've got lots of stories to tell each other after being away for a year. That sounds wonderful. And Batlakun has 6 years worth of stories to tell, doesn't he? Yeah. I'll take care of the house like a good boy. Kumasawa-san, I'm gonna stay here too. We'll break rank and leave the rest of the adults, hehehe. Perhaps that would be best, ho ho ho. I'll report it to Madam. Then allow me to guide you all to the mansion. This way, please. The other children are one thing, but George is getting to be an adult. Wouldn't it be better if he came with us? If we make him come, then poor George will be the only one out of place. Interacting with his cousins is also important. Okay, see y'all later. The adults left one after the other. They left in the same formation as our trip from the harbour, with Goda-san leading and Kumasawa-san taking up the rear. As we gathered in the room assigned to us cousins, George Aniki asked us to excuse him for a second. He rushed over to Kumasawa-san, who was following behind the disappearing adults, and seemed to ask her something. He soon finished his business and came back. What's up, Aniki? Ah, nothing. I just wanted to ask her something. Well, clearly. Ooh! Tell me too! Tell me too! Hehehehe. What could George nee-san be asking Kumasawa-san and not me, I wonder? Ah, I don't have a clue. No, it's a misunderstanding. Not that I know what you're misunderstanding. Ho ho, the plot thickens. Aniki was getting pretty tongue-tied. It was almost as though he felt guilty about something, and Jessica knew exactly what he was worried about. At any rate, it's no fun if Jessica gets to know about it, not me. Hey, Maria, it looks like we're the only two out of the loop, right? Don't you want to know what they're talking about? Ooh! We want to know too! We want to know too! Ooh, 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 ooh! I fooled around while oohing together with Maria. Fun times. No, I'm telling you, it's no big deal. Ah ha 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 ha. Liar. I'm surprised you'd tell such a terrible lie, Aniki. Confess. Maria, you tickle his right side. I'll tickle his left. Ooh! I've got his right side. Battler's got his left. Ooh. Ooh, wait a second. Wait, you two. Stop! Maria and I played around, chasing George Aniki as he tried to escape, rolling on the bed. I realize high schoolers aren't supposed to bounce around like kittens, but I still missed this kind of fun. A warm, cozy kind of fun. Before it all came tumbling down. Ha 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 ha, George nee-san. What were you asking Kumasawa-san? Well, I've got a good guess. It's been a year since the last time he visited the head family. Who knows what servants might have come and gone during that time. Either way, it looks like he'd like to go and say hi. Ooh? Say hi? I want to say hi too. What the hell? That's nothing to feel guilty about, Aniki. I'm not buying it. Maria, don't be fooled. Aniki's still hiding something. More torture! Hurrah! Ooh. Stop it! Seriously! Ah. Maria-chan, you too! Stop already! Ah, lots of laughter. She's probably busy cleaning or getting lunch ready. Don't worry, she'll drop by to say hi sooner or later. Heh, I bet you'd rather have been welcomed in by Shannon instead of that nosy Gorda. Shannon. I'm just gonna go with English pronunciation. Heh. Shannon? Ah, yeah, I remember a girl with that name. Is she still a servant? How's she doing? By the way, Natsuhi nee-san, how's your headache been lately? It seemed pretty serious before. I have been much better lately. Thank you for your concern. Oh, right. Here. A present for you, Natsuhi nee-san. Thank you very much. I'm always receiving gifts from you. Is this black tea? It's herb tea with peppermint and lemon balm. It's a blend from a well-known store, and it's supposed to be good for headaches. Oh, I'd like some of that. I thought it might help you too. Rosa was always a conscientious woman. Probably because she was the youngest of 4 and much younger than the other 3. She managed to grow up without gaining the venomous nature of her siblings. Oh, going in. Her kind words got Natsuhi to soften her expression for just a moment. But it wasn't enough to melt her stony gaze, hardened as it was by long years of mental stress. I feel ya, sister. I feel ya. Come to think of it, you're always complaining about those headaches. Pull yourself together. Oh. Well, isn't she a lovely woman? Jessica-chan has her exams this year, right? That's going to be a turning point in her life. Will she really be able to rely on you as a mother if you're like that? What? She just has headaches. Besides, Natsuhi nee-san, you're 3 years younger than me. You should get your act together. Oh. Who needs enemies with family like this? I apologize. I've had a tendency for headaches all my life. Yeah, me too. Even under normal circumstances, Eva sometimes failed to choose her words carefully. I don't know if she failed so much as just didn't give a shit. But her comments aimed at Natsuhi contained shards of obvious malice, though she hid it with a smile. Yeah, no shit. Of course, that fact didn't escape Natsuhi. She frantically contained her urge to grimace and pretended to ignore Eva. Our Battler-kun will have his exams this year too. Rudolph-san, shouldn't you be a little concerned as well? For the sake of your own son, you'd better get serious to the point of having headaches like Natsuhi nee-san. If I say anything, he automatically rebels. So what should I say? Should I say the opposite? That it's okay for him to mess around? That's probably the only way I could get him to listen to me. Hideyoshi nee-san, George did really well on his exams, right? Please, you've got to teach me the trick to handling children. Well, it's probably because I got him to understand why he should study. Study isn't worth anything on its own. That's right. The real point of studying is to practice research and stuff on your own whenever you bump into something you don't know. Eloquently put. If you can't do that, you can't be useful to society. I'm not talking about math or writing. You gotta learn how to learn. Indeed. That's splendid. I wish our Jessica could understand that as well. If she is to be the heiress of the Ushiromiya family, then at this rate... Do you really have to force her into becoming the successor? After all, a woman has to find a woman's happiness. Parents shouldn't force such things on their children, don't you think? Hold your horses, Eva. Each family has its own way of raising their kids. You shouldn't be pushy. It's a bit late for that. I'm sorry. Natsuhi nee-san, don't take it the wrong way. Are they going to get into a cat fight at some point? Though the light shining in through the window was quite warm despite the cloudy weather, there was a dark mood about the room, which was probably causing headaches for more than just Natsuhi. As if to sweep away that mood, Kirie brightly made a suggestion to all present. Still, this black tea has a really lovely aroma. Let's drink it right away. In Japan, surely you couldn't find something like, Leopold's black tea anywhere but Ginza, right? I see you know a lot about it, Kirie nee-san. I guess it was worth going to the trouble of buying it. Kirie and Rosa stood up from their seats and made as if to prepare the black tea, but Natsuhi forestalled them. I thank you both, but we can try that later. One of our people will soon be coming to bring some tea, so please relax. Leave it for later, you two. Let's enjoy our welcome drink. Is it Irish? Rudolph gave a subtle signal with his eyes for them to sit down again. Kirie and Rosa understood instantly and obediently returned to their seats. The initial greeting of the guests was complete, so it was time for them to be served some tea. It was embarrassing for the host that the tea was late, especially now that the guests were talking about making tea themselves. Natsuhi bit her lower lip, frustrated by the ineptitude of the servants who were late bringing in the tea. Tea is very serious business. Seeing her face, Eva immediately started to giggle. Of course, Shannon had no way of knowing what was taking place in the parlor. It's all Shannon's fault. She came pushing a serving cart piled with teacups. For no apparent reason, Natsuhi gave her a pained look, and Shannon couldn't help but flinch without knowing what she had done wrong. Excuse me, your tea is ready. Oh, Shannon-chan, it's been a while. You keep getting prettier every time I see you. Oh, thanks. Save the chatting for after you've set the table. The tea will get cold. I apologize, madam. She apologized like a small frightened animal, bumped against the serving cart, and made a jarring racket as she dropped several teaspoons. You had one job, Shannon. Her clumsiness made Natsuhi's expression turn even darker, which made Shannon quail even more. Come on, Natsuhi nee-san. There's nothing wrong with her exchanging a few words in greeting. The tea must be plenty cold already, considering how long we've been kept waiting. Oh, Ava goes in. Heh heh heh. Dang girl, let loose. There's no need to worry. It's not cold yet. Shannon, finish setting the table, quickly. I'm sorry, madam. Natsuhi's irritation was obvious by now. The ineptitude that delayed the tea, the clumsiness of the servant, everything pointed to the incompetence of Natsuhi's everyday leadership, making her lose face. As the person in charge of the Ushiromiya head family's kitchen, allowing that clumsiness to be exposed, today of all days, was surely nothing less than total humiliation. Lay off, Natsuhi nee-san. Don't you think it's a little harsh to bully Shannon-chan when she's trying her best? I'm not bullying anyone. Meanwhile, what a nice aroma. May I ask what brand this is? I'm terribly sorry. I'll find out for you later. Kirie was trying to be nice, hoping to cut through the tense mood. However, Shannon had embarrassed herself instead, darkening Natsuhi's face and the room's mood. Oh no, we don't know what brand the tea is. By this point, Eva was audibly giggling. That asshole. What's this? Shannon-chan, don't you even know what you're pouring us? It's poison. Come now, you mustn't serve something so suspicious to guests. We'll need a silver spoon at the very least before we can drink this. I'm sorry. I'll go get one immediately. Shannon-chan, do you know what silver spoons are used for? They have to be silver. Do you know why? I actually have no idea. No. A teasing smile rose to Ava's face as she stared at Shannon setting the table. By itself, Ava's expression was sweet in an impish sort of way. However, the words being spun from her lips held the keenness of a razor within them. Oh, so flowery. Shannon tried with all her might to avoid Ava's continuing gaze. Realizing that Shannon was hard-pressed for an answer, Rosa gave some timely help. They say that as silver is touched by poison, it darkens. Oh, naruhodo. Giggle. Guess you've learned something today, Shannon-chan. Me too. They were acting as though this tea needed to be tested for poison before it could be drunk. In Natsuhi's eyes, this was an insult, both to the tea and to herself for serving it. Rudolph laughed flippantly and patted Eva's shoulder. Haha, silver cutlery wouldn't do any good for you, Aniki. Oh, just one lick of your poisonous tongue and even a silver plate would turn pitch black. Get wrecked. Wahahahaha. Since I get to hear that poison tongue every day, I must be poison-proof myself by now. Poison-proof? Eva, I don't mind when you use it on me, but you'd better hold back when talking to people who haven't built up a resistance. Wahahahaha. My, how cruel. All I did was teach Shannon-chan a bit about tea, didn't I? Giggle? Everyone followed the lead set by Hideyoshi's horse laugh and chuckled, though not easily. Only Natsuhi didn't join in, but for the time being, the conversation inside the parlor could now be mistaken for a lively and friendly chat. As Shannon finally finished setting the tea table and tried to leave, Kirie apologized to her in a low voice for not being able to help. Shannon gave a light bow and made a hasty retreat. Shannon cast her eyes downwards as she pushed the cart down the corridor. Anyone seeing the pitiful way she looked might easily conclude that she'd been bullied in some way. Don't be sad. You didn't do anything wrong, nee-san. You were watching. That is my role. Oh. Madam and Eva-sama can go to hell. Oh, he's feisty. But the worst coward is that guy. Kanon glared hatefully in the opposite direction of the parlor. The preparations for the tea had been delayed by some trifling problems in the kitchen. These problems were not Shannon's fault. In fact, it had been Goda's mistake. Goda-san! You fiend. After all, there was no way a show-off like Goda would give up a flashy job like bringing in tea when the guests arrived. He had ended up wasting time preparing the tea once again. So, when he realized he wouldn't be able to score any points for this job, he pushed the task of setting the table on Shannon, who happened to be passing by. You might call it a clever move on his part, but there could be no doubt that it was a cowardly one. Alright, we're going to end this episode here, and I'll see you again in the next one. See ya!